6ix9ine, How Snitching Saved His Fortune and His Life. Yo, what's up guys? Today's video is loud, controversial, and packed with numbers that will blow your mind. We're diving deep into the story, the career, and most importantly, the fortune of one of the most talked about rappers in the game, 6ix9ine, aka Tekashi 69. If you love to see how these artists make their money, what they spend it on, and how they live their crazy lifestyles, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into it. Who is 6ix9ine? The hard beginning, before the rainbow hair, diamond chains, and viral hits, Daniel Hernandez, yep, that's his real name, was just a kid born in Bushwick, Brooklyn, New York, on May 8, 1996. His mom was from Mexico, and his dad was Puerto Rican. Growing up, life wasn't easy. After his stepfather was murdered in 2010, things got even worse. He dropped out of school, struggled with poverty, and worked odd jobs like baker's assistant and waiter to help his mom put food on the table. So yeah, the luxury you see today, it came from a life of hustle and hardship. The snitching scandal and how he still got rich. All right, we can't talk about 6ix9ine's fortune without bringing up the biggest scandal of his life, the snitching, the testimony, the courtroom drama. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Back in 2018, 6ix9ine got arrested on serious federal charges, including racketeering, drug trafficking, and gun possession, all tied to the 9 Trey Bloods gang, which he was publicly affiliated with. The rap world held its breath when he turned informant, giving up names, detailing gang operations, and testifying in court against his former crew. He cooperated with the feds, admitted his own crimes, and basically broke the #1 rule in street culture: don't snitch. This move earned him the title of the biggest rat in hip-hop by a lot of critics and fans. Memes flooded the internet. Rappers dissed him. People said his career was done for good. But guess what? He beat the odds. After spending less than 2 years behind bars, thanks to that testimony, he was released in 2020 and immediately dropped the single Gooba from house arrest. The video hit over 40 million views in 24 hours. Then came Trolls with Nicki Minaj, and boom, he landed his first #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Even with the world calling him a rat, 6ix9ine somehow turned controversy into cash. He owned the narrative, trolled his haters online, and leaned into the chaos like only he can. Yeah, he lost respect in certain circles, but financially, he was still winning. Shows in Latin America, millions in YouTube revenue, merchandise sales, and streaming numbers that most artists would kill for. He basically proved that in the digital age, clout can outweigh credibility. Love him or hate him, he's still banking. Whether you think he's a genius marketer or a total sellout, one thing's clear: 6ix9ine survived cancel culture, legal battles, and street beefs, and still walked away with millions. That makes him one of the most unpredictable and controversial success stories in hip-hop history. So now tell me, do you think 6ix9ine deserved that second chance? Or should snitching have ended his career for good?
Nothing but pain, stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame.
His albums that blew up. Let's talk albums. The projects that not only shook the charts, but also filled his bank account. No boring lists here, just real talk with you. Day 69, released in 2018. This was 6ix9ine's debut mixtape, and it did not disappoint. It debuted at #4 on the Billboard 200, selling over 55,000 units in the first week, including 20,000 in pure sales. It later went gold in the US, a huge feat for an artist with no major backing. Dummy Boy, also in 2018. This album dropped while 6ix9ine was battling legal issues, but it still crushed. It debuted at #2 on the Billboard 200, with 66,000 units sold in the first week, and featured collabs with Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, and Tory Lanez. It went platinum, and to this day, it's his best-selling project, with over 1 million copies sold worldwide. Tattletales, 2020. This was his post-prison comeback album. It landed at number 4 on the Billboard 200, with around 53,000 units sold in the first week, including a strong number of pure sales. However, it didn't live up to the hype, especially compared to projections. Leyenda Viva and other Latin projects. In 2023, 6ix9ine dropped Leyenda Viva, a Spanish-language album aimed at his Latin fan base. It didn't dominate the charts like his earlier work, but pulled solid numbers, proving he still has a global reach. How much does he make per show? Alright, here's what you came for. How much does Tekashi actually make? According to sources, his show fee can reach up to $500,000 per performance. He's raked in between $2 million to $3 million doing shows in places like Mexico, the Dominican Republic, and even Brazil. But don't forget, he also spends a ton on security, travel, and crew, so that net profit isn't as fat as it looks. Brands, deals, and business moves. Unlike artists like Travis Scott or Post Malone, 6ix9ine isn't the go-to guy for big brand deals, mostly because of his controversial image and legal history. Still, he cashes in with merchandise, shirts, hoodies, and album bundles, YouTube ads, and streaming royalties, pulling in hundreds of thousands a month from platforms alone. So far, there's no major personal brand or product line, but who knows? Maybe he's cooking something up behind the scenes. His luxury cars, mansions, and toys. Now let's talk about the flex, because this guy does not hold back when it comes to spending. Lamborghini Aventador, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, McLaren 720S, Ferrari 488 Spider, Mercedes G-Wagon, and more. He also owns insane diamond chains, watches worth hundreds of thousands, and lives in private mansions with tight security. Jets, jewelry, supercars. He's living that rap star fantasy for real. 6ix9ine's net worth in 2025. So, how much is 6ix9ine actually worth? Estimates say his net worth is between $8 million to $11 million. That includes music sales, show income, streaming revenue, and other side hustles. But here's the thing. With all the legal fees, luxury spending, and lack of long-term business investments, that fortune could disappear fast if he doesn't stay sharp. 6ix9ine is living proof that you can rise from the streets and make millions. But success doesn't come without risk. From chart-topping hits to courtroom drama, he's walked a tightrope between fame and downfall. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny he made his mark. So now I gotta ask you, do you think 6ix9ine will keep rising, or is his time almost up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more deep dives into the wild lives of music's biggest names. Peace out, and until next time.